So, hey everyone, today we have Bhavisya Pandit with us, and he is basically working as an associate data scientist at Rakuten. And I guess he will be able to give a better introduction himself. So, please, Bhavisya.
Hi, thanks a lot, Sahaj. Hi, guys. Hi. My name is Bhavisya Pandit. I'm a data scientist at Rakuten India, as Sahaj told you guys about me. Um, I'm also a LinkedIn content creator and a mentor. I've actually had more than 1,700 students in getting started with data science, machine learning, and all of that. And I mean, there's a pretty much more to about it, but yeah, that's all for now.
Right. So he's the perfect guy for you to start with data science as he has already experienced in this field and also he has been helping a lot of people already. So the very first question from my side would be what is your understanding about data science?
I mean, data science more or less is a culmination of a lot of things that we know today that exist, right? So, in simple terms, data science can actually be understood as an intersection of more multiple sets in Venn diagram that we know, right? So one can be mathematics, one can be business acumen, business understanding. The other one can be, mathematics, even software
Starts.
engineering skills. Yeah, mathematics. There are a lot of linear algebra, stats, probability, and all of that.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then up to a certain extent, software engineering skills also. I mean, there are a lot of things. It more or less solely depends on the kind of role you are in. But in short, if I'm supposed to give uh, an introduction of what data science is, it is a culmination of a lot of things.
Right. And there is a confusion among people that what is machine learning, what is data science? Are they both same or they are both different? Or what are the similarities in general? So could you put some light on this topic as well?
So, as I was telling about different, set intersections, right? So, data science is more or less it intersects with machine learning. There is a part of data science that actually coincides with machine learning. They both are not same, but a part of it is what that actually comes in machine learning.
Right. And like it is a common thing that it is basically hyped that data science jobs are a lot in market and there are less skilled people who are there. So basically there are a lot of vacant data science jobs. So but when I tried and my friends also tried to find fresher level jobs in data science, they couldn't find much options. So what is your take on this topic?
That is because a data science personnel is expected to work on things which are more or less associated to the business side of it also, and a lot of times actually companies hire people who are experienced in this, and that is exactly why if you go to platforms like LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and all of that to have a look at the data science jobs, you would see that they're asking for experience of at least 3 years, 2 years. Not they're not the jobs that actually would be pursued by or can actually be gotten easily by freshmen, right? So that is one reason behind that.
Right. But you still managed to get one job in the same field, right, as an associate data scientist. So, what gave you an edge over the people who couldn't find the jobs?
That is actually a great question. I mean, uh, so there are various routes for that actually one can pursue to get into data science and can pursue that thing. So one thing that I had realized at an early stage was that if I want to become a data scientist, I simply cannot get a job as a data scientist. I'll have to start it as an intern. So you see me right now as an associate data scientist at Rakuten, but I started as a data science intern in Rakuten, and my journey did not start as a data science intern. I actually was into data science, machine learning, Python. I was learning and reading things here and there for quite a time, like more than 2.5 years. It's been now. So I was reading all of these things, and this is this one thing that I realized. So either I could have had gotten into this route of doing masters, and then I would have got as like a data scientist or something like that, uh, or else I could have applied as a data science intern and then could have become a data scientist, right? So the later route was a bit more feasible to that situation when I was then. So that is exactly what I thought of doing.
Right. So to just brief it up, in my opinion, what the thing is that this particular field requires some experience already, right? And if you build enough experience in your college time itself, then the path to do masters and then further get into data science field gets cut short to directly getting a fresher level job in data science, right? If I'm not wrong. That's
Yeah,
right.
it can be like that. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, correct. So like even I am into data science and even he is also into data science, so we both basically did enough work in our college time itself, and perhaps we were lucky as well to find good jobs and basically get selected in them as well. So yeah. So what are some common mistakes that people do when they start with data science?
So, one common mistake that a lot of people actually do while getting started is that, uh, you know, they do not have the clarity as to why they actually want to pursue it, right? So, I actually was asked by my mentor in my internship by a lot of people during my interviews also that why do you want to do it, right? So, uh, a lot of people actually pursue this field because they are influenced by someone, either their friend or they're told by their uh, college professors, teachers that it is a booming field and
Mm-hmm.
it is a high paying job and all of that. So I knew a lot of people who were actually into it. When I asked them why are you into it, they did not have any specific answer for that. They were just beating around the bush kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
the
uh,
hype is the reason.
yeah, yeah, the hype is the reason. They do not have a solid understanding and an answer why are they actually willing to get into it. So this is one very common mistake. I mean, apart from ethical and the approach wise, this is a fundamental mistake.
Hmm.
This is first step that they had actually taken the wrong one. It's
Hmm.
like that. So apart from that, uh, not building projects is one very common mistake. Not building unique projects is building one. How that one thing is working at the back end, right? How it is working at the behind the curtains is something
Hmm.
that a lot of people do not dig into, and especially for finding you know jobs, especially job seekers, especially the ones who are actually willing to get into as like would be going for interviews and all of that. They do not, readily get into it. I mean, for someone who's already into a company, no one would be actually be asking you all those bits and pieces of it, right? But you might get asked, right? So it is very important for you to know all of these things. So a lot of people do not create Python. A lot of people are using Python. So the fact is that uh, they do not understand, like, I mean, you can simply import a Python package, right, with one line of code, but there are a lot of things that are actually going behind the
Behind that,
curtains, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So a lot of people do not know that. uh, it is like the interviewer, as a fresher, he or she would not even expect you to know everything, right? But you should know a gist of it, right, how things are working and all
Hmm.
of that. So it is one very important aspect. And the last thing that I believe is very very common is that a lot of people ignore mathematics. I mean, if you are willing to get into a role like data analyst or something like that, it is okay. You can actually pass it. But if you are someone who's actually willing to get in as a data scientist, you should realize that you should be good with it. I mean, you. I mean, we all tend to forget things, right? That is okay. Like forgetting is okay. Ignoring is another all in all, right? Ignoring is that you are doing that deliberately,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
you should not go that route.
Yep. So basically, another common point which you already mentioned was that people do the courses, but they do not make projects after. Like the projects that is covered within the course, that is the only thing that they do. Once the course is over, once the course project is over, they do not try themselves to create a particular project themselves. So basically, at max what they'll do is they'll search common projects in machine learning. They'll try to copy that, exactly copy that. They do not try to make anything unique out of it. So that is also one major thing that I feel is wrong with people. They do not try to build their own projects, try to think, be creative, make your own projects. If you can't make your own project entirely, then at least make the existing ones unique and be creative about it as well, so that you have something which sets you apart from others, which gives you an edge over others. There would be absolutely something which you will learn when you do something new, right? So that is very important to put in efforts even after you basically have ended your course. So basically getting that practical experience, that is very essential, which people fail to gain after they complete the course. And talking about the courses, right? So for data analyst role, what would you suggest to, like, a particular course or anything that you would suggest for them?
I mean, there are a lot of courses out there, right? Courses
That
has
is an
this one
issue
course of
actually. That is an issue
yeah,
actually,
choosing
that
the right one, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So I used to do this one thing, right? When I was in my college, I did not know anyone who can actually guide me,
Hmm.
and I was very new to the concept of LinkedIn. Also, it was very foreign to me. I did not know anything, right? So I simply used to Google things out, that what all things are required, and what all things are the ones that would be expected out of me if I want to be a data scientist.
Hmm.
So first thing, if you want to become a data analyst or a data scientist, right, it becomes very important for you to understand and categorize what all things you have to learn at first, right? So what I did then was, I used to hover around like 30, 35, 40 job descriptions on LinkedIn under the tag data scientist, and then the experience section. Whatever used to be the common skills that were required, I used to note them down.
Hmm.
So that is exactly how I was able to understand that, okay, all of these things. I had actually categorized things on the basis of the company, the genre of the company, and all of that as well, right? So for,
Hmm.
let's say, for one company, one kind of a company who's actually into one specific kind of a business, they might actually require a different kind of a skill set, right? And also depends largely on the experience level also. So I used to make sure all of these things, I used to keep these things in mind, and I used to note them down. And
Hmm.
as far as for going for the resources, right, I always had this one thing of that, I'm already paying a lot of my semester fees and all of that, and I'm already paying a lot, right? But I'm not
Hmm.
getting that. So how
Hmm.
can I be or do things in a way where I do not have to pay even a single dime, and still I would be able to cultivate those skills? And
Yeah.
luckily, we are so lucky that we are born in this era that we have all of these all this access on our fingertips, right? Even
Yeah.
Elon Musk says that we can learn anything that we want. You can simply Google it up, YouTube, a tutorial.
Yeah.
There is a considerable chance that you would simply find that thing out. You do not even have to pay for it. So that
Hmm.
is exactly how accessible the knowledge and information is, because of, obviously, because of Google. So it is one thing that you should keep in mind. So I kept that thing in mind. One very good YouTube channel that I would suggest you is Free Code Camp. They have amazing courses, and the quality of their courses is like really good,
Amazing.
right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So when you have figured out the skills that you want to develop for a specific role, it can be anything, right? Not necessarily data scientist or data
Hmm.
analyst. Let's say you
Indeed.
want to become a front end developer, or you want to get into like software development or app development. It can be anything practically, right? So you just have to figure out what all skills you have to develop, and then you just have to find out beginner level tutorials, because you'll have to get started somewhere, right? So YouTube tutorials can be one thing, right? For a beginner, YouTube tutorial can actually be a great thing. After,
Yeah.
when you have gotten the job, I mean, Stack Overflow, blogs, research papers, documentation, and all of these things become very, very common. But I would not suggest all of these things to a beginner, because at an early stage, these things can actually be very overwhelming and intimidating,
Indeed.
right?
Hmm.
So it is very important for you to keep all of these things in mind if you are a beginner.
Yeah. And like, YouTube is absolutely a great resource for a beginner who is about to start anything. Like, it's not only related to data science but any field, as Bhavisya already mentioned. And apart from that, if you can afford some courses, then go to Udemy, search a particular thing like data science course, right? Select the select the best seller, check their content. If you feel that it covers most of the things that you want to learn, right, then just go for it, buy it. and you can obviously already check the reviews and the ratings. So choose the best ones, check their content, and buy it. Buy the course, do the course, and make projects after the course. Again, that is a very important point. So yeah, that's how you basically choose a good course out of a whole lot. And in many times, in even if you choose a good course, there might be some topics which you are unable to understand through that course also. So you can simply search a particular topic on YouTube, or basically Google also. So there you can find a lot of medium blogs also that perfectly explain that topic. So it's not necessary that you have to stick to a particular course only. Whatever serves you the best, however you are able to basically grasp things, that is how you should be learning. So just be selfish in that aspect. Do whatever you feel is the right way. So yeah, and the next question would be,